4 years ago, I, 28 female, went through the worst stage of my life. My ex-husband Jacob, 30 male, left me, and my family cut me off. My brother Mike, 30, had somehow convinced my husband that I was cheating on him. Jacob believed my brother and told me that he was going to divorce me. I would like to set the record straight and say that I never cheated on my husband. And I don't know why my brother wanted to destroy my life like that. Jacob and Mike were best friends. I started to date Jacob when we were in school. We got married when I was 22. I had a fairy tale life with him until my brother ended it all. Jacob didn't even give me a chance to explain. Mike had made sure to thoroughly convince Jacob that I was a cheating and lying witch. 4 years have passed since the divorce. A few days ago, Jacob showed up to my door and told me that he had finally found out the truth. He had literally burst into tears and tearfully said that my brother had confessed to setting me up and making it look like I was cheating on Jacob. Jacob was crying really hard and literally went on his knees to ask for forgiveness. He said that he made a huge mistake by believing Mike. He also said that he never dated again and never loved anyone else because he couldn't get rid of his feelings for me. He wanted me to forgive him and maybe have a relationship with him. He said that he would be okay with just being friends too. He was a mess, and his words made me a crying mess too. Seeing him after so long just felt so different. Yes, I finally felt validated and was glad to know that the truth was out. But my heart also broke when I remembered what I went through during that time. I told Jacob that I couldn't forgive him and that he needed to leave because I didn't want anything to do with him. Jacob left, but he begged me to at least give him a chance to explain himself before I kick him out of my life for good. Ever since then, my phone has been blowing up with messages. Jacob is begging to meet up with me and let him explain his side. My family has also reached out after 4 years because they wanted to reconnect and wanted me to forgive all of them, including Jacob. They are saying that my brother has messed up, big time, and now his fiancée is going to leave him. She was the one who somehow uncovered his secret and blasted him to everyone. Mike confessed because he was scared his fiancée would break up with him. My family wanted me to forgive them and Jacob so that Mike could save his relationship with his fiancée and with Jacob. I have been ignoring my family's texts because I don't know what to say to them. They never supported me in the divorce and readily believed what Mike told them. I think Mike had been frustrated with the fact that his girlfriend had cheated on him, so he decided to take out his anger on my marriage. He has always been supportive of my relationship with Jacob, so it's not like there was any bad blood involved. I don't know why he did it. I haven't heard from Mike yet, and thank God I didn't. I stopped considering him my brother a long time ago. As for my family, they had cast me out when I was the most vulnerable. I was deep in depression and had suicidal thoughts because everyone in my life was shunning me and kicking me out of their lives. It was my best friend, Laura, 28, female, who stuck by me. She lived in another state, but she flew out to me and helped me get through the pain. After the divorce was done, she took me back with her and made me stay at her house. I've been renting that place now since she moved in with her husband. I think Jacob knew that I was probably staying near Laura or thought that she would know something about where I was. Laura has recently gotten married and shared some pictures with me. I think Jacob came to the house hoping to get my contact from Laura. This is Laura's childhood home, so Jacob and I have flown here a few times and stayed here with her. Laura knows just how much I've suffered because of everyone. I was so close to just ending it all. She was the one who got me out of bed and took me to the shower on days when I didn't even want to open my eyes. I got therapy and have been doing a lot better now. I have a good job and have a few friends too. I don't have a partner or anything, but I have been dating people. Laura and her husband have become my family now, but at the end of the day, I am all alone. It is getting really hard to keep this all inside, so I wanted to vent somewhere and ask for advice. I haven't told Laura yet and don't plan to anytime soon. I'm hoping that you, internet strangers, will at least lend a listening ear and maybe offer some advice and support if you feel like it. I'm really confused about what to do. Sometimes I don't even want to open my phone because I know there will be a new message from someone trying to beg for forgiveness. I feel like I will go crazy if I don't do something. Edit. Just dropping by to talk about a few things that you guys keep asking me. I don't really know all the details of what was discussed between Jacob and Mike, so I can't say for sure how my brother convinced my husband that I was cheating on him. Jacob only kept telling me that he had receipts and would use them against me in court if I made the divorce process harder. I had even tried hard to talk to him, but he just wouldn't communicate with me without a lawyer present. Even when we met up for divorce discussions, I would often cry and beg him to believe that I didn't cheat on him. Maybe I was stupid by not pushing him to show me all the proof. My guess is that he was shown some fake chats or something like that. The evidence never came out because I gave Jacob an easy divorce. After the first few weeks, I was extremely heartbroken by his behavior. I couldn't believe that he would doubt my loyalty and integrity. He knew that he was my first in everything, and I had never once expressed any need or wish to be with someone else. There was also the fact that he said some really hurtful things, and his constant dismissal of me was very insulting. He never even gave me a chance to explain. I was so offended and upset that I decided to just give him what he wanted. I won't lie and say that he was stoic and looked very calm. He wasn't calm and collected either. It looked like it physically hurt him whenever he was around me and needed to talk to me. He would avoid eye contact and usually just talk to his lawyer and my lawyer. He tried his best to avoid even looking at me. After a few weeks, I thought that enough was enough. Both of us were hurting already, and there was no way we could salvage the marriage, so I decided to do what Jacob wanted. I see a lot of comments telling me that I should have been vindictive and whatnot. Look, I was mentally gone from everything that had been happening. I lost my husband and my family in one swoop. I had no one to turn to, and even some of my friends started to distance themselves from me. Thank God my best friend was there for me, or else I don't know what I would have done. I would have been homeless and probably dead because of my depression and mental health crisis. Update 1. Thank you guys for all your input on this matter. I was feeling really down and a little lonely. Single life can really suck when you're dealing with a crisis and have no one to share it with. I know I have my best friend, Laura, but I really don't want to disturb her right now. She recently got married and is now enjoying her newly married life with her husband. I really don't want to burden her with my troubles anymore. She has already done enough for me. Yes, I know she is truly my best friend on this planet. I am alive and well because of her. That is exactly why I didn't want to disturb her while she was enjoying her new life with the man of her dreams. I really didn't want to get her involved, but word got around to her anyway. Laura was extremely mad at me for not telling me what was going on, but she forgave me fairly easily. She told me that my family and my ex were blowing up my phone, begging her to intervene and convince me to talk to them. I don't know what she told them, but knowing her, it probably wasn't pretty. She can be really mean when she's mad, and she has always been super mad at my family and ex for what they had done to me. Laura asked me what my opinion was on this matter, so I told her that I wasn't sure about what to do. I could just block them all and move on, maybe even threaten to sue for harassment if they don't back off. That's what you guys have been telling me. But Laura sort of told me that I should consider meeting up with Jacob at least once. This was very odd coming from her because she hates Jacob. She actually said some really unpleasant things about him when we met up and talked. Still, she told me that even if I don't meet up with my family, I should think about meeting up with Jacob. She refused to tell me why and just kept saying that it wasn't her place to talk about it. She also said that if nothing else, I could do it for the closure so that everyone can finally move past this. I think she's right about that. Maybe meeting up with him would be a good idea. I do have some unanswered questions, and I would really like to know what exactly happened in the past. Also, I think once I hear it all, I will be able to convince him that I am uninterested in keeping any kind of relationship or friendship with him again. I know that you guys will be against me meeting Jacob, but I am going to go with my gut. I also trust Laura's judgment, so I think meeting up with Jacob at least once would be a good idea. I'm still unsure about what to do with the family, though. There's no way I would meet up with them, but I am sort of afraid that they will show up at my place and force me to have a talk with them. For now, I'm going to focus on meeting up with Jacob and then we will go from there. Update 2. This is going to be a very long update. I will warn you right now that you may not agree with what I did or have decided to do. I met up with Jacob yesterday. As I had predicted, most of you guys have been extremely against my meeting up with my ex. But I decided to go with my gut, and I think I made the right decision. I would also address something very important that keeps cropping up in the comments. You guys have really called me out. Yes, I still have feelings for my ex. We had been together for 8 years, you know. I wasn't wallowing in heartbreak this entire time. After recovering mentally, I have tried dating around. There are some guys I talk to even now, but I really couldn't go past the second date or third date. I don't like being a nun, but it's true that I never really felt a connection with anyone else. This is extremely embarrassing for me to tell you that I still cry on our anniversary and the day of our divorce. I know that he had been unfair to me, but even then, somehow my feelings stayed. You can't just make feelings disappear on a whim, you know. I was sort of hoping that I would stop having these feelings once I sat down and talked with him. Maybe I would stop thinking about what ifs. When he had shown up at my door, I had realized that none of my feelings had faded. I had to go see him and talk to him, if only for closure. I would say that the talk went good and badly. I found out some horrible things, but the meeting ended on a good note. Jacob ended up telling me everything that had happened leading up to the divorce. Mike had been cheated on by his girlfriend, so he was pretty down in the dumps. That's why the two of them had suddenly started spending a lot of time together. Jacob said that one day Mike started to cry and tell Jacob that he had been hiding a secret. He told my ex that I was cheating on him. He also showed him some text messages on his phone that were allegedly from me. Jacob showed me those screenshots, and in those chats, Mike was telling me that I needed to come clean to Jacob and tell him that I was having an affair. I was telling Mike to freak off and shut his mouth. Mike basically kept begging me to come clean because he couldn't lie to his best friend for me. He said that he had been feeling guilty ever since he saw me going to a hotel with a random guy. He said that I needed to understand I was doing something horrible and then stop cheating on Jacob. I replied that I won't be ending my affair because I'm already in love with my partner and he was way better than Jacob in bed. There were also a lot of horrible things I said about how I wasn't satisfied with the life I had with Jacob, so this was my only escape and it was making me really happy. Here's the kicker though. I never sent those texts to Mike. I never had those conversations with him. All of these texts were fake or a setup because I had never cheated on Jacob in the first place. Jacob told me that he was 100% sure of it because Mike showed those texts to him directly from his chat. My theory is that he created the conversation when we were hanging out together. I didn't keep track of my phone as much, so he may have just picked up the phone and texted this conversation before deleting it from my phone to hide the evidence. Jacob was right in telling me that my brother had meticulously planned this entire thing just to blow up my marriage. He had been angry at the world and angry at the women in general after being cheated on. He also didn't like how Jacob was so happy in his married life, while he was miserable and didn't even have a girlfriend. Mike has confessed it all to Jacob. He really must be in love with his fiancée because he basically confessed it all when she threatened to leave him. It's really ironic that he decided to take out his anger on me, his own sister. It doesn't even look like he ever had any remorse of his own. You want to know how Mike's fiancée found out his secret? She had come across his chats with my mom. She was probably trying to send some wedding-related stuff to Mom from Mike's phone and instead discovered this masterpiece. So my mom has known for a while that Mike had set me up. She was telling Mike that sometimes she felt guilty about their secret. Mike had confessed to our mom a long time ago because he was guilty of something. However, the two of them decided to keep this a secret because they knew Mike's fiancée would leave him and Jacob would break their friendship with him. My mom chose my brother over me. I suffered for basically nothing. You know, I'm sort of laughing and crying while I'm typing this. My family is just messed up, right? I might be really lucky to have such a loving family. Sarcasm aside, I am glad that I got to know about all this. Jacob freely gave me his phone so that I could check if he was telling me the truth. He wasn't lying to me. It was all very true. Look, you guys may be mad at me, but I thought about this hard. After seeing and hearing everything, I can say that he had no reason to believe that Mike was lying to him. Yes, he messed up by not digging deeper, but I think that's because he was too heartbroken to find out more. Like I said, he had been a mess during the divorce, too. Even I had felt bad for him. I'm not going to jump into anything right away. I don't know if there is a possibility that we would resume our relationship. It's been 4 years already, and I don't know how much he has changed. I don't know if I understand that I have changed as well. I actually didn't give him any hope right away. I came home, stayed up the entire night, thought about everything very carefully, and then made a decision. I informed him this morning that I would like to stay in touch, but he can't expect anything more. Jacob was happy enough with that, and I also told him that I still didn't want any contact with my family, so he better not bring them around me. He said that he had already blocked them all and never told them that he had met up with me. As for my parents, I think I'm going to give them a little call. There is a lot of anger in me that I need to let out. Don't worry, I'll tell you all about it. Just wait for my next update. Update 3. Hello everyone, it's been quite a while, right? I am so sorry I kept you guys waiting. I couldn't really reply to your DMs because I was a little busy recovering from a sprained wrist. I had a nasty fall down the stairs at work which got me injured. Let's just say that I had been having a really bad few months. Anyway, let me tell you about what happened after my last update. As promised, I requested a little video call with the family with everyone present. Surprisingly, a lot of my extended family also wanted to join in. I was fine with it because it would be better for me to air out the dirty laundry in front of everyone. Mike didn't attend the video call because I didn't want him there. As far as I'm concerned, he's dead to me. My parents were extremely apologetic about what happened and told me that they were very sorry about what my brother did. They said that they had no idea he was lying and couldn't believe that he would go this far to break up his own sister's marriage. Apparently, Mike was in a horrible place mentally and did something really stupid. He is also paying for it because his fiancée has broken their engagement and left him for good. The extended family had chimed in to say that she did the right thing because Mike doesn't deserve to be happy after what he did to me. They told me that my parents had informed them about everything that had happened and even showed them the proof that I was the one cheating. Like Jacob, they had to believe this story because there were these receipts. Everyone was pretty mad at me then and didn't want to talk to me anymore. They focused their attention and energy on Mike and Jacob, who were the supposed victims at the time. After the truth came out, Jacob blasted my brother to the extended family, and now no one wants anything to do with him. My parents were begging me for forgiveness and said that we needed to forgive and move because the family was breaking apart. They told me that we can rebuild our relationships and even attend therapy if that's what it would take for me to give them a chance. I listened to them rant about how family is everything and we should forgive each other because that's what families do. I heard it all and then absolutely tore into them. I didn't hold back much at all. I told them they were hypocrites for saying family is all when they had been so fast in throwing their daughter out of their lives. I told them all about my mental struggles and how much pain I went through because no one was ready to believe me. I told them that they had 4 whole years to make amends, but they did none of that. They're still keeping my brother in their lives, even after knowing how he had destroyed my life. And what's worse is that my parents tried to make me feel sad for Mike because he was finally facing the consequences of his actions. I went on a long rant and told them very clearly that I never wanted to speak with my parents again. And if they tried to bother me, I would sue them for harassment. I also told the extended family that I can give them a pass, but they have to earn back my trust. I then ended the chat by saying, "By the way, Mom, thanks for hiding Mike's secret for who knows how long. You must have really loved me since you hid the truth for the sake of my brother's happiness. I hope you can sleep well at night, knowing that you could have come clean a while ago but didn't, because you didn't want Mike's relationship to blow up." With that, I ended the call and just turned off the notifications on my phone. I did read some messages from the extended family where everyone apologized and said that they would do anything to gain my trust. They also said that from then on, my parents and my brother were no longer welcome in the family. I don't know for sure what is going on at home, but I'm pretty sure that I just threw a grenade in the mix and walked away. It's fine by me though. I needed to be done. I haven't had time to get any more updates on things because I have been recovering while also seeing my therapist again. Maybe I will have a talk with one of my cousins and find out what's going on. That would be in another update, so you will have to wait for it. Update 4. Hi guys, thank you so much for being with me from the beginning of this crisis. I think it's time for me to say goodbye to this post. I have been thinking about deleting it because I don't want to come back here and read this again. Sorry about that, guys. You guys have been really helpful to me and I will remember that for the rest of my life. It's just that this post would be a reminder of the darker times. So I don't want it on my profile anymore. Before I delete this though, I am going to give you guys a final update on my life and the situation. As of now, I am completely no contact with my parents and Mike. I'm never going to have a relationship with them again, and I'm pretty sure about it. I have been talking to my extended family though, because I can't blame them too much for believing extremely believable proof of my cheating. At least they hadn't left me hateful messages when they got to know the story from my parents. They have been really apologetic and even offered to come to my city and have a little apology gathering for me. I know it sounds funny, and I sort of laughed at that name too. Anyway, one of my cousins has been in fairly regular contact with me. She told me that no one in the family is talking to my parents and Mike anymore. My old family has blown itself up anyway. From what I hear, my father was absolutely furious at my mother for lying and hiding Mike's secret. Dad had often thought about getting back in touch with me, but my mom would always say that he shouldn't dig up the past and upset Mike by contacting me. A lot of people have said that my father talked a lot about possibly trying to find me just to make sure that I was okay. But Mike would always throw a tantrum, and then my mother would convince him that it would be better to just let sleeping dogs lie. Now, my dad has finally understood why my mother had stopped him from contacting me or even looking for me. The absolute disgust I have for my mother right now is just out of this world. She would do absolutely anything to protect her precious little boy. Anyway, it looks like my father is separating from my mom now. He has been living somewhere else ever since the video call with me. Before you ask, no, I haven't reached out to my dad, but he has left me a message that sounded sincere. I don't know what to do about him though. Maybe in the future, when I'm less resentful of him, I will try and reconnect with him. I won't turn him away if he tries to come here and meet up though. We will see when it's time. And now let me talk about Jacob. There had been a lot of mixed comments on my decision to stay in touch with Jacob. Guys, I'm not marrying him or even having a relationship with him. We talk and sometimes meet up, and that's it. He moved to my city last month and secured a job here. I know that he has moved for me, even if he didn't say it out loud. I'm still very wary of him, which is why I don't talk to him or meet up with him all the time. It just happens from time to time. And no, we won't be jumping into a relationship anytime soon. There is just too much damage. But I am willing to go slow and see if there is a chance for us to start afresh. I am still seeing other people as well, but no luck so far. I will be buying an apartment for myself soon, so that is something to look forward to. That's the update on my life right now. So I'm just going to leave this here and let this post be active for a month or two, and then maybe I will delete it. Stay tuned for more stories from our girl relationships.